I'm delighted to announce that we're going to be making some really positive updates to our brand. From the beginning, having worked with this project, I've felt there's a few issues with our brand and have worked with our design team. They're an award-winning design and creative agency that specialise in brand, to come up with a new, refreshed brand in line with our contract update that really reflects our identity, but also takes into account how the brand and the logo mark is used on different platforms and some of the problems that are currently cropping up. So really at its most simple, the problem we've got right now with our logo is that there's a fair bit of unnecessary detail. So we've got some of the outlining going on outside the logo, these lines, which look great when you look at the logo in a large format like it is on our homepage, for example. But as soon as you start taking this logo and putting it onto platforms like CoinMarketCap, and it takes it down to a really small size, or in SafePal or Trust Wallet, some of this detail becomes really fuzzy and pixelated and hard to make out. So there's some issues there with potentially putting too much detail into the logo that's kind of not really adding any value. The other thing about our logo that I'd say right now is that it carries a lot of gradient, which can look a little washed out and can definitely become heavily pixelated when you crush it down onto platforms like CMC. So we want to make some changes. Gradient is also a little bit old hat. It's a bit old fashioned. We want to be looking at flat design these days. So there's a few reasons why our current logo has some issues, but also it doesn't necessarily reflect our mantra of unity and strength resistance with some of these washed out colors, etc. You can see here some of the problems we've got. In the top right, you can see where we overlay the HODL logo onto a colored background, and it can look quite washed out because there's a lot of gradient going on. It's very difficult as well to use white versions of our logo on colored backgrounds because it has all these gradient effects. You can see in the top left, when you crunch the logo down to a small size, as you might see in a browser, for example, or in the example below that, when you crunch it down onto a platform like CoinMarketCap, it's very difficult to see what's going on. It's very difficult to pick up on some of the details that stand out when the logo's big, and it starts to look a little bit messy and pixelated and fuzzy. So when we were thinking about our brand refresh, we really wanted to think about what our identity is and make sure that was reflected in the brand update. And at its most basic, HODL is about staying calm and holding on to your investment. The word HODL means hold on for dear life. It means hold. So being strong, holding on to holding on to the token is really central. So these three words are at the center when we were thinking about color combinations and about the new brand identity. The colors we've gone with are black and this calming blue. Black is like a super strong color, and it's really useful as well because we can start going with a darker website, and we've obviously got the dash, which is dark. And this is great because, to be honest with you, people in crypto spend so much time staring at screens that actually to be able to work with these darker colors, it gives the eyes a bit of a rest rather than white websites, etc. So we've gone with black, white, pure black and pure white, plus this very calming blue, as you can see on the right. This all comes together into a really strong set of colors and combinations. The example I'm showing here is our primary lockup. This is our primary logo. On the left you have the simplified, clean, really nice calming blue icon. Logo mark is the term. On the right we've got our strong typeface in bold, which would make sense relative to the strength, and also using that strong color, that black color. So you can see it's cleaner, it's simpler, it's strong, and it really is on brand. You can see different ways that we could use this styling. So if we were to put the logo onto a dark background, you can see how it looks, and I think it looks fantastic on a dark background with the white logo, with the white typeface. Here's an example where you go for the flat combination, so we're using our blue for the background, and then we're making the logo mark and typeface white, and you can see it looks great. Here you have the primary logo mark on the left, so you're going to be seeing that on SafePal, you're going to be seeing that on Telegram, you're going to be seeing that on our different social media profiles. Again, because it doesn't have all that unnecessary detailing, which sometimes can get cropped out or positioned wrongly, it's going to look super consistent and super clean and very clear what's going on, and it's not going to get pixelated and look all fuzzy when it gets crunched down. On the right, you can see an example of how it would look on an app icon. So again, I think it looks super strong. Typography is really important. We want a strong modern type that reflects our brand. So you can see here some examples of our regular, bold and semi-bold fonts. We also have headline fonts, which I think look fantastic, and body content, which will all look great on the website. Here's a couple of examples of old versus new. So at the top you can see on the dashboard how the logo currently looks. It looks a little bit old-fashioned, and it's got some of that unnecessary detailing and the gradient. Below that you've got the new logo, which looks clearer and stronger and carries a better identity, and it's clearer what's going on. Here's another example. You can see at the top our current Instagram logo. It's a little messy, a little confused. Below that you've got the new and improved, cleaner, more modern, flat colours. The H doesn't have all this unnecessary detail around it, because you can see the one in the top, for example, you've got the initial circling of the HODL logo, then you've got some white space, then you've got the lines, then you've got white space outside of that. It kind of becomes circles within circles within circles, and it gets all a bit messy, whereas the new logo is very prominent, very clear, very powerful, but it carries this nice calming blue as well, which is that calming holding element. You can see how it plays out when we use whiteout versions on different social media. So this is an example of a post, for example, on Instagram, where we use the whiteout version of the logo on a coloured background, and you can see it carries really well because of the way the new logo is designed. Here's an example on a phone of how it would look as an app icon, which I think looks fantastic. And as you can see here, we wanted to give you guys an example of how it would look in amongst the other big boys in the market. So you can see the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tether, etc. logos, and that they are generally quite simple logos. The one that actually on this list isn't simple, and it suffers from being overly complex, is Dogecoin. It looks a bit of a mess and you can't see what's going on. I think we suffer slightly with that at the moment, but you can see with a new brand and sticking to being called just straight out HODL, it's nice and clear and catches the eye and carries our values. You can see here another example of the logo currently on the left on CoinMarketCap, with the white space around it, so it becomes very crushed and fuzzy, and then on the right how much clearer and sharper it will be with the simplified, more modernized version of the logo. This is a web design concept where we can see how the logo could be utilized. So you can see in the top left you're using a whiteout version of the font, and how the blue sits well on the darkened background. We're going to be going down this route of having a darker website. It's great for the eyes rather than these bright white websites. I think it looks really strong on a branding level. So you can see where directionally our brand is now heading, which I think looks great. On the right, before anyone picks up on this in the community, we're going to be redesigning our claim page, and that's what will be displayed when you visit our website. So this is just a mock-up to give you an example of where the brand's going, but we'll obviously roll out all the updates and create the new D-app, so you'll see that when you visit the website in the future. As you can see here, by having a more simple logo mark with the H without all that unnecessary detailing, we can do really nice things like our new coin designs. This is our gold and silver coins. I think we've sold out. We maybe have one gold coin left of 10 first edition, and you can see the front and back. And then we're going to launch a silver range pretty soon, so you can see how the logo is used there. This is the one for the gaming team. So the logo on the left is the gold coin, which will be made in full gold, but you can see how the more simplified modern brand plays out there and is nice and clean. So we're going to be rolling out the new logo when the new contract goes live this week. You're going to see it as the icon that's going to get used for the new contract in Trust Wallet, etc. on CMC. We're currently building what I believe will be the best website in certainly in DeFi, maybe even crypto. That's our target. It's going to be carrying a really strong identity. It's going to, a lot of effort's going to go into the new website to be a really class-leading brand. So that's going to be coming soon. We're also going to be rolling out the new brand and updating all of our social media profiles very soon, hopefully this week. So you're going to see this new, improved, clean, strong, bold brand get rolled out over the coming days, which will put us in good stead to take this project as far as it can go. We know the word HODL is an incredibly powerful word in this space. We know that it's a great brand already, but making these adjusts, we can go to a whole new level. So looking forward to rolling this out. The first step will be the icons that we use with the new contract, and then you're going to see the rollout over the next days and weeks as we build the new website and a number of other things that will utilize this more modern, usable and clean brand. So really looking forward to it. I hope you guys like it, and yeah, thank you.